Is that hollandaise sauce, sister?
So we'll be having meals like this all week, and then we'll come home and be like,
10 pounds heavier.
no, we just not feel like cooking.
It tastes like mashed potatoes. It's definitely way better than instant. The instant was like cardboard.
Is it spicy enough?
It's not spicy. But then again, nothing
She said it was really spicy.
No, it has not a lot of flavor, but I don't think it's spicy. But I'll be adding some Tabasco in a second. I just wanted to get the authentic taste first. This might be my new favorite breakfast.
Are you glad you ventured outside your comfort
I
zone?
am. I should try venturing more often. I plan on doing a lot of venturing in the next week.
Actually, Charlestown has shrimp and grits every once in a while on their menu, and for Charlestown, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty tasty. I always get it when they have it.
Well, this is the first time I've ever tried it and actually liked it. Alright, let's try a shrimpy. You know what I've been really wanting to try that I keep seeing everyone eating? The tiger shrimp, tiger prawns. They're like huge. Those look good.
You need to get a hold of little Billy to get him to send us some of his.
Oh yeah, because he catches
He
them.
gets those. They fill a plate. They're more like a lobster tail.
I had actually messaged him.
The tiger shrimp? Is that what? Or there's
I think it's a certain time when they run. And they
I messaged him the first year we opened the trailer, Chesapeake crab trailer, and but it was already past the time where you could catch them, I think, or it wasn't But I could have swore he had sent Dad some last year, because I remember Dad sent me a picture of them on a plate, and it took up like the whole plate.
We've never gotten something.
Well, it must have been someone else that sent them, because someone had them.
I wonder if they taste different. They said it was
I don't think they taste different because it's a big hunk of meat.
What's the taste difference between shrimp and lobster?
It's very similar.
I think shrimp is a stronger flavor and lobster is a lighter flavor.
I agree.
And the texture is
But
different.
we can fish for lobster at the island. There's a season.
What island? One in Florida?
Our island.
In Kent Point Island? They have lobsters?
In Florida.
They have lobsters in Florida? Huh.
They're probably a different kind than your typical like Maine lobster, right?
Oh yeah. It wouldn't be a cold water lobster, right? Or would it?
No, not Florida. But there's a season. It's only for like 2 weeks.
What do they do? Like just
They put trash out.
no? Are you only allowed to get? Or are they only there for like where would the lobsters go?
You're only allowed to do it for
That makes way more sense.
particular period of time.
The lobsters are in town from July 1st to July 14th.
They're just passing by. They're heading up to Maine from the Bahamas.
Vacations in the Bahamas.
The Bahamas is where they get the spiny lobster. That's like the bigger, spikier one. The Maine lobsters are smaller, but supposedly taste better because they're sweeter or something.
We might have been St. Kitts. We were in St. Kitts, I think. And we went out to this restaurant, and they had this big pool in the middle of the restaurant, like just a 2-foot pool. And you could point out which lobster you wanted.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then they pick it.
Cook it right there.
Well, that's kind of sad. I feel like once you see it as alive, like, now it's your pet. I feel like I picked this
I
one.
don't think that way, sister.
I picked this one, but I wanted to go free. I would do that. I would totally go to a restaurant and pay for a lobster and then just be like, just give it to me and then I'll let it go. And then go let it go somewhere and be like, you have a second chance.
Run.
I would definitely do that.
Forrest, run.
Remember when I got lost in the grocery store when I was a kid, and apparently you were calling me over the intercom, but I never heard it, and the whole time I was standing by the lobster tank just watching the live lobsters. I felt so bad for them.
I'm trying to figure out how to convince mom to buy them all and take them.
Yeah. I was like, where's the lid? How do you open this? Yeah, we could have. With the crayfish.
I don't think they would have lived.
They might have lived in the stream.
I'm pretty sure they need salt water.
I would have put as much salt in there as they needed.
Is there freshwater lobster?
I would think.
Aren't Maine?
Crayfish.
I think Maine are freshwater, aren't they?
Maine is cold water.
Yeah, it's not. That's not.
I'm gonna Google it.
Google it.
Probably the farm raised ones.
Well, they don't have freshwater crabs.
Yeah.
Do they? Well, they could, because China has like teeny tiny little field crabs that live in
I've
marshes.
never heard of farm raised.
Yeah, look, I googled
They
freshwater
have-
lobster and crayfish is the first thing that.
Okay, mud bugs. They basically are lobsters. They're just tiny.
And yeah, but there's some crayfish that get pretty big.
Yeah.
You can get some pretty big crayfish.
They probably live closer to saltwater.
Crayfish are known as freshwater lobsters.
Yeah, that's so
And
interesting.
I think they will get big if they're in a big enough environment.
The more room they have to expand, like the bigger they get.
Besides size, the major difference between lobsters and crayfish is that lobsters live in salt water, such as ocean and seas, while crayfish live in freshwater,
Huh.
like lakes, rivers, streams, and ponds.
Didn't you all put crayfish in the pond? So they're probably as big as lobsters once they.
Well,
if the fish didn't.
me and Kyle actually attempted a catch and cook mukbang earlier this year, and we did not catch anything, so I don't think they're in there anymore. Unless Kyle lied to me and never set the traps, because I didn't actually watch them. But Kyle said I think it's too cold because they were North Carolina crayfish. Or he said the catfish ate them all, or the fish that's in there, the
I think
bass.
the fish would eat them. But
Yeah.
they might get a couple to survive.
Maybe. That would be cool though.
Yeah, because I think they would get as big as a lobster.
Yeah. Probably tastes similar. The crabs though, I heard someone tried to farm raise crabs, but they couldn't replicate their habitat that they're used to, yeah. Because they need a certain amount of water and like flow, and so I don't know how it works.
Acidity, and they eat, I mean, they're bottom feeders.
They'll eat anything. I had a police officer one time tell me he pulled up dead bodies out of the harbor and there were crabs attached to it eating it. And ever since then I was like, I will never eat crabs from St. James or wherever these places, not St. James, Captain James.
Well, they don't crab.
I'm sure they don't, but still, it's just too close for comfort. I mean, obviously I wouldn't eat crabs from anywhere unless they were Kent Point Marina crabs. But Sister, we actually need to schedule another mukbang together. Well, the one you did before, it wasn't us together.
Yeah.
Girls, that, I think that's like banana bread. Or
Yeah, it was really
something. I'm
good.
not sure what that little dark muffin was.
I think
but
there were
it's
two
good.
different ones.
Yeah.
Best shrimp and grits I've ever had.
They say the farmed seafood isn't
As
as
good.
healthy of a choice as the wild.
Why isn't it as healthy?
Well, if you think about the way farmed animals are raised, like there's just a lot more bacteria and
The water's not as fresh and clean. Particularly if you're getting this farm raised stuff like in China.
they put chemicals.
Oh, yeah.
They have the chicken coop over top of the salmon pond. So the chicken coop feeds the salmon.
Well, I've heard of that in agriculture stuff. Is that not good?
That's not,
It's not natural.
it's not natural.
Well, yeah.
And they also add a lot of additives to
Like
make it
hormones
bigger,
and stuff, yeah.
less likely to die. And
That is very true.
so I always ask, like, if I'm getting salmon somewhere, to make sure it's wild salmon. Farm is cheaper.
Right.
You can mass produce it.
Yeah. Very interesting differences. Farm raised versus wild caught. This could be the name of this video. I like how it's like you can get the same exact kind of food or animal in one place and then go to just any other place, and like there's slight differences. Like the crayfish in Maryland are different from the crayfish in North Carolina, which are different from the crayfish in China or wherever else. Like the color, it's just like people.
When I was looking up the freshwater lobster, there's a crayfish that's blue, like bright blue, and it's called like the blue lobster, but it's really a crayfish.
Yeah.
It's freshwater.
I wonder where those are at. You know my exotic fish store where sometimes I go to get live feeder fish for my fish? Oh, figures. They have these teeny tiny little shrimps that are like this big and they're blue, but they have bright blue ones and they have bright red ones, but they like they're different breeds or whatever, so they keep them in separate tanks, and it just makes me wonder, like, well, why are some of them blue and some of them are red? Like, where do they come from? Like, what happens if a blue one and a red one have babies? Are they purple? It's so neat though. And then it's neat how some breeds can breed with other species, but some can't. Like a horse and a donkey makes a mule, but it has to be like the mother has to be a horse and the father has to be a something for it to work, or else they won't be able to reproduce. And then mules
See, I didn't realize that. I thought mules and donkeys were the same thing.
No, because mules cannot reproduce on their own, apparently. So you can't take two mules and make another mule. You have to take a horse and a donkey, but it has to be a certain, I'm not positive, but I think the mother has to be the horse.
A male donkey and a female horse.
Okay, yeah, so the mother is the horse.
I don't know that. Your father won't know that. Ask him.
No, it's a good question.
And a female donkey and a male horse is called a hiney.
A hiney?
What is it?
A female donkey and a male horse is called a hiney, but apparently that is uncommon.
I've never seen a hiney before. Do they look different than mules?
No.
They look the same? That's weird. Well, because the same thing with dogs. I know if you have like a mixed breed dog, as long as the mother is bigger than the father, then they can usually make babies. But if the mother is smaller than the father, then the puppies will probably be too big for the mother to conceive. I've always been really interested in like evolution and reproducing.
I think I always thought of
genetics
was a male donkey. I never realized they were two different
Yeah.
breeds. Yeah.
And then what's a pony? Because a pony.
It's just a
Big
no.
horse.
No, a pony is
Pony
a.
is a small horse.
Small horse.
See, I could have sworn a pony was something as well, unless you mix. I think it's maybe if you mix a pony and a donkey. I don't know. There's some combination that's.
Ponies. Ponies are just a small.
Oh no, but I'm saying like if you
You have
mix.
a quarter horse, you have a pony, you have a stallion.
Jeez.
So a pony is just an equine less than 14.2 hands.
So anything small, a small horse is considered a
But they're the same genetic family. See, I thought ponies were. So ponies are the midgets of horses.
the runts of the litter.
They're the
Oh.
same species. They come from the exact same family tree.
But if they don't get so big, they're considered a pony.
I didn't know that.
A colt is a baby.
So can
Ponies are
ponies-
usually stockier than horses, have thicker coats, manes, and tails.
That is so neat.
A miniature horse, on the other hand, resembles a full-size horse, which is smaller.
Does it say what determines, like, is it a birth defect, or what determines if your baby horse is going to be a pony or a normal size horse?
I just like the run of the litter. When you have puppies, you don't know.
Yeah, there's usually like one. Ebony was the runt. I always go for the runts when I pick out animals. I like the underdog option.
Cuddles was the run.
Yeah.
How did we go down this rabbit hole?
I think it was all about the shrimp and lobster. We went from shrimp and lobsters to horses and ponies and mules and donkeys. But yeah, that's a good question. When we get home, remind me, and I'll ask Dad if he knows what the difference is between a donkey, a horse, and a pony, and a mule. And he'll probably make up some really good sounding. You think he'll know that? I think Dad a lot of times just tries to make up his own answers. He told me the other day in this exact accent, you got to make your own names up. I don't know where that came from.
Your name for what?
I think that was our Ichiban video. I have no idea. He said something that didn't make sense, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, you got to make your own word. He meant to say words, but he said names. You got to make your own words up. Oh, because you kept calling the wasabi sawabi. And I corrected him at least 5 times, and he continued to call it sawabi, which I'm pretty sure is the word.
His dyslexia coming out. He's just rearranging them.
How was that sawabi?
Alright, girls. Is anybody going to eat this other?
I already had 2.
I had one, and I normally don't go for the bread.
It was yummy though.
It was. I can't.
Try it. It's good.
I'm gonna take it just to show YouTube. Guys, I'm doing this for you. Banana. Do you want some
No, I had butter on mine.
raspberry framboise?
Did they bring you the butter in the little dish that's mixed with stuff or something?
They just brought the regular.
They usually have butter,
This kind of butter.
butter and pimento or something they mix together and it's a soft, smooth.
Oh,
no,
no.
I have
We still have a little extra butter. Boudoir. What is boudoir? Isn't that a word for something?
new sodas. Do you want
Nude? That is what that is?
Not necessarily nude, but sexy.
Sexy.
Lingerie.
Risque.
I always thought boudoir was like your dress all. Like my
That's
wardrobe, this is my boudoir.
No, that's
Do you want this piece of sandwich?
Of course, anything that's not eaten will be
Well,
coming with
you can
us.
put it with this, actually.
I'm trying to think
We
of
don't
what is
waste
that
food
called?
on Chesapeake now.
The dresser.
Armoire.
You're mixing a bureau and an armoire together.
Oh, my boudoir. It sounds better like that, doesn't it? So boudoir is risque photos. Sexy.
Like Heather's
Pre-wedding book.
what were they? What you had?
Yeah.
Is that what they call them?
Boudoir.
So is the whole book called boudoir, or is each picture boudoir?
It's the style of photography.
Ah, okay.
Sexy without being X-rated, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sexy yet classy is boudoir. We teach all kinds of words on this show. It is not an armoire and a, what was the other thing?
Bureau.
A bureau. I have a dresser with missing handles.
I thought you got those fixed.
I did, but the screw is like the wrong length, so every time I go to open the drawer, the handles pop out. You have to tilt the handles down to be able to catch it and pull it out. So I just need to switch the screws, but it's on my to-do list. 2021.
What about 2020?
I already made my goals for 2020.
To get a new dresser.
No. The dresser is fine. Some of the drawers don't actually work, so I have to go under the dresser underneath to be able to open it, but it works fine. I don't actually use it for clothes. I use it for like, one is my makeup drawer, one's a hair drawer, one's a nails drawer, one is the miscellaneous drawer. And then
Which one is the one you can't open?
There's a jewelry drawer which is right in the middle, so I can either go above or beneath to get to it. So I got options. But as you can see, I'm not wearing any earrings. Yeah, I didn't have time the other day.
To go above or below?
Yeah, so I had to go direct out the door without the earrings. Well, guys, I think we're about finished eating. We've got some leftovers I'll be taking home to King Kyle. I hope you enjoyed eating brunch with us today.